children. Hope you all are good and doing your studies well. Welcome back in my EVS 2 class. Kids, from today we will start our second semester portion of EVS 2. For second semester portion, we will learn these 3 lessons. Okay? So, today we are going to learn about different services available in community life from lesson number 21, Public Services for Community Life. Children, do you remember? In the second unit test portion, we already learnt about community life, right? Kids, in a community life, there are different needs of each and every person. To fulfill those needs, different services are provided to us by government. So let's see what are the public services for our community life. Now, children, see these pictures? Here you can see public water tank, from where we get water to at our home. Then this is the picture of primary health center, or we can call it government hospital. Then here is the picture of police chowki. Next, these buses are used for public transport. This is the theatre where we can see the cinemas. Then here you can see public toilet. And next, public swimming pools, etc. Students, all the above mentioned facilities are included in public services. Children, we all live in a home. We live with our family. Our life outside the home is our public life. Several services are required for public life to go on smoothly. Public facilities are those services which are available to all of us. Public services like transport, schools and hospitals are those which are available to all and meant for everybody. So children, we must use public services with responsibility. Okay? My dear kids, now let's see about local government and local services. Children, we live in cities or villages. The population of cities is large, whereas in villages it is quite small, right? As we know, in cities there are factories, different types of markets. That's why there are greater chances for employment, means for job. So cities have public services on a large scale compared to villages. Students, the administration of a place, be it a city or a village, is run by the government in that place. It is known as local government. I repeat it again. The administration of a place, be it a city or a village, is run by the government in that place. It is known as local government. Understood? Then children, there is the name for this local government. Like there is the Gram Panchayat for village, a municipal council or municipality for town. and a municipal corporation for a big city. Kids, Badlapur is a town. So, the Kulgaon Badlapur Municipal Council runs the administration of Badlapur. Okay? Students, a number of public services are provided by the local government. Now, you just make a list of the services offered by your local government to all of you. Okay? Do you know, children, each village has a Gram Panchayat. Maharashtra state was formed on 1st May 1960. At that time, Maharashtra had 21,636 Gram Panchayats. That figure rose to 27,993 in 2010. To form a Gram Panchayat, the population of a village must be at least 500. If the population is less than that, then 2-3 such villages come together to form a group Gram Panchayat. Now students, can anybody tell me how does the public services run? Yes, public services are provided to us out of the money collected from us as taxes. So, we must use them carefully. Sometimes, public services are overburdened, but we can solve this crisis by working together. Here, crisis means a time of intense difficulty or danger. Students, you must have seen a bank, or sometimes you must have visited to the bank, right? Children, people put their money into a bank. The money is kept safe there. People can save this money. They can withdraw that money from the bank when they need it. Banks also offer loans to people in need. So, bank is also one of the important public service, right? Kids, we know the local government provides the services of water supply and public hygiene. But we need many more services. Like bank, we also need of postal service. The postal service is useful for keeping in touch with our friends and relatives. Letters can be sent to any place of the world. Kids, do you know? Almost 400 years ago, a postal service was run in Golconda village. There were small huts at intervals of every 2 or 3 miles. Here, 1 mile means 1.609 kilometers. Okay? So, in the first hut, there was Harkara. Harkara means a man who carried the post or letter. The first Harkara took the post bag from the first hut and dropped it in the second hut. The second Harkara stood ready to take the bag. He took the bag and ran to the third hut and dropped it in. This is how the post was carried to other places. This system was called the Dak system. Next, students, the people in a locality sometimes come together and find out what the local needs are. Based on their findings, they decide to start an industry or service in cooperation with one another. They contribute some of their own money to start that industry or service. The profits are distributed among everyone. Children, institutions are formed by people's cooperation are called cooperatives. For example, cooperative societies or the cooperative bank, etc. I hope students you must have understood what are public facilities, what is our responsibility towards to them, and how to use them, right? Because public facilities are services that are available for everybody. So, it is our responsibility to keep them clean and use them carefully. Correct? Good. Now children, complete your writing work and be prepared for portal test. That's all for today. See you soon in the next class. Bye bye. Take care.
Good morning dear kids. Welcome back in my EVS 2 class. Children, in previous lecture we had learnt about different public services which are available for community life from lesson number 21, right? So, related to that, today we will learn about different occupations and industries from lesson number 22, who fulfills our needs. Are you ready to know about that? Okay then, let's start our today's class. But before starting this, just give me few questions answers. Okay? Children, see these pictures and tell me the names. Yes, very good. The first picture is of teacher. Second, farmer. Third, doctor. Fourth, milkman. Fifth, potter. And sixth, shopkeeper. Kids, we meet all these people in our everyday life, right? So kids, these all people work is different and they fulfill our various needs. Children, as we know, air, water, food and shelter are our basic needs. But human beings have many other needs besides these. For example, we need clothes to wear, teachers to guide us, farmers to get food, potter to make pots, shopkeeper to get grocery items, and a doctor if we fall ill, and many more. Students, different people work to fulfill our various needs, right? Their work fulfills some of our needs as well as their own needs. Such work is called an occupation. Children, because of different needs of human beings, many types of occupations and industries are developed. There are various types of occupations and they can be divided into 4 main classes. So first one, nature-based occupation. Children, nature-based occupation means an occupation that depends on nature. For example, agriculture and fishing. Second type is manufacture. Manufacture means to make something in large quantities by using machines. For example, making automobiles, making pots, making clothes, etc. Now, third one is trade. Trade means to buy or sell goods in between the people or country. For example, selling farm produce and shopkeeping. And fourth occupation is providing service. For example, teacher teaches, doctor help us to recover when we are fall ill, and bank help us in our need. Children, teacher, doctor, bank, etc. provide needful services to us. Now, I hope you come to know what is meant by occupation and its types. Right? Okay then. Now we will see the importance of agriculture. Children, as we know, agriculture is an important occupation in our country. Right? Everyone in the country gets food because farmers work in the fields. Kids, tell me which type of items are included in our food? Yes, very good. Our food includes various items such as bhakri, chapati, rice, dals, vegetables and salads, which are prepared from crops. There are different types of crops like jawar, bajra, wheat, rice, pulses, leafy vegetables and other vegetables are grown in the fields. Children, not only these, we also get other products from farming. For example, sugar from sugarcane. Textiles made from cotton are used to make garments. Here, textile means any cloth made in a factory. Farming of fruits, flowers and medicinal plants is also carried out on a large scale. Understood? Kids, now let us learn about the agro-based occupations. Okay? Agricultural products can be used to undertake many other occupations. Students, fodder is created in fields. Here, fodder means food that is given to cows, buffaloes, horses and sheep. Thus, as we cultivate the land, we can raise these animals also. We get milk, meat and leather from these animals. Children, leather is the skin of animals which is used to make shoes, bags, etc. Kids, grain is grown in fields. It can be used to feed chickens. Fruit grown on farms can be used to prepare squashes, jams and jellies. Here, squash is a drink made from fruit juice, sugar and water. Children, sheep rearing, poultry, animal husbandry and fruit processing are all occupations dependent on agriculture. So they are called agro-based occupations. In some villages, occupations are family business. For example, cloth shop, grocery shop, barber shop, etc. Sometimes people carry on the work that their father and grandfather did before them. However, in our country, we can choose the job we want to do. Students, do you know? In ancient times, man did not know about farming. He would wander around in search of food. He used to hunt. He ate fruits and tubers. Here, tuber means the short, thick, round part of some plant which grows under the ground. For example, potato and radish. Children, when man learned how to grow crops, he stopped to wander around in search of food. He began to have free time. In that free time, many discoveries were made and many industries were developed. Now, children, can anybody tell me what is an industry? Don't know? Okay, I will tell you. Children, an industry is a place where raw material is converted into finished products. For example, pottery, tea industry, automobile industry, candy making, etc. And kids, the basic material from which a product is made is known as raw material. To understand these both concepts properly, we will see one example. How does the potter uncle made a pot? Yes, students, the potter uncle first obtains good quality clay. Then, to improve the quality of the pots, he mixes some other substances in the clay. After that, he mixes water in the clay and makes it soft and easy to shape. This is called kneading the clay. Then he turns the kneaded clay on a wheel to shape the pot. And finally, many pots are baked in a kiln to make them hard. And we get a hard and shaped pot. Here, kiln means a type of large oven used for making bricks and clay objects hard after they have been shaped. My dear kids, now you come to know, in the pottery industry, clay is the raw material. Pots are the finished product, right? The process includes whatever is done to make the finished product means pots. From the raw material means clay. Such a process is called industry. Hope you understood both concepts. Correct? Students, remember, if the products are made at home on a small scale, it is called a cottage industry or handicraft. For example, pottery, handloom weaving, carpet weaving, flower bouquet, and many more. Children, just as potter uncle makes pots out of the clay, some other items can be made out of wood, bamboo, flowers, etc. Kids, now we see what type of raw materials are used in industry to make finished products. Now see this table. Yes. First, Sugarcane is the raw material used in sugar industry to make a sugar. Then clothes, which are obtained from cotton thread used in garment industry to make shirt, jeans or frock. Next, bamboo is used in basket weaving industry to make basket. And maida used in
Bakery industry.
to make biscuits or bread. Hope it is clear to you that how the raw material, industry and finished product are linked. Right?
Dear children,
Some factories are big. So, many people work there with the help of machines. Your school bus, bicycle, paper of your textbooks and notebooks, all those products are made in factories. There are such industries in our Thane district also. For example, there is Powerloom industry in Bhivandi and matchbox production is done in Ambernath. Do you know, kids? In some villages, towns and cities, certain occupations or industries are run on a large scale. These industries or occupations become famous because of the craft and the specialty of the product. For example, the Solapuri bedsheets of Solapur, Kolhapuri chappals of Kolhapur, the Paithanese sari of Paithan, etc. Students, always remember, man has developed many occupations. However, the materials he needs for these occupations are obtained from nature. Nature takes care of the needs of all living beings. So, we must respect nature. Hope children, you understood who fulfills our needs, types of occupations and industries. Correct? Okay kids, that's all for today. See you soon in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.